Do you want to pay more for the exact same thing as someone else? This is what happens to a lot of people who have subpar credit. Having lower credit could cost you thousands more in higher interest paid on credit cards, mortgages, car loans, and more, and it could even prevent you from getting approved for these things in the first place. But here's the good news. You can start improving your credit score in as little as 30 days with a few smart moves. So I'll be showing you 9 proven strategies here from the team of experts at NerdWallet that can help you to improve your credit score fast. And yes, I've used a bunch of these strategies myself, and this is my actual credit score. It didn't happen overnight, but I can promise you that following these strategies can help prevent you from becoming like this guy.
I declare bankruptcy!
Now, these first 3 strategies can have a direct impact on your credit score in as little as 30 days, according to the experts here at NerdWallet. And the first one is very simple. Have a clear plan about how you're going to use your credit cards and then how you're going to pay them. This is one of those really important lessons that they don't teach you in school, but listen up here. You know how your credit card has a limit? Well, you shouldn't come anywhere close to that if you want to maximize your credit score, and here's why. One of the biggest factors that impacts your credit score is credit utilization, or the amount of your total credit limit that you actually use. Our experts' rule of thumb is to use less than 30% of that limit on each card. So if your limit is, say, $5,000, you shouldn't be exceeding $1,500 on that card. But lower here is often better, and those with the highest credit scores often keep utilization under 10%. If your balances are already low, do your best to keep it that way. And if they're not, well, don't beat yourself up here. Paying these balances down over time is going to help you to lower your utilization and improve your score in the process. This is honestly one of the strangest aspects of credit here, guys. You're extended this line of credit, but you'll actually benefit the most if you're not using very much of it. Up next, let's talk about the credit score killer that could be impacting almost half of you guys watching this video right now, and that is credit report errors. Get this, Consumer Reports found that nearly half of those who participated in a credit checkup study found errors on their credit reports. And even worse, more than a quarter found serious errors. So yes, you could have incorrect information on your credit report right now that's actually dragging your score down. That's why the next strategy here is to pull your credit report and check them for errors. And the first key detail, there's more than one. The 3 major credit bureaus are Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion, and you likely have a credit file with each of them. You can get your reports for free at annualcreditreport.com, a site authorized by federal law and sponsored by the 3 major bureaus. Once you gather your reports, you're going to comb through them and look for any incorrect information, especially any accounts that you don't recognize or payments that have been mistakenly reported as late. If you find errors, don't panic, because it's actually extremely common. All 3 of the major bureaus have an online process available for disputing errors, and it typically takes 30 to 45 days for them to investigate and respond. So these errors can be resolved quickly, potentially providing you with a credit boost in a very short time frame. And a final tip here for you guys, this isn't a one and done. This is more like annual maintenance. So I would recommend checking for errors on your credit report at least once per quarter. Remember how I said that a lower credit utilization rate can actually improve your score? Well, there's actually a clever strategy you can follow here to lower that rate, and that is by increasing your total credit limit. Now, you don't have direct control over this, but what you can do is reach out to your credit card company and ask them for an increase. Worst case scenario, they say no, but if you've established a good history with them, there's a solid chance that they say yes. Here's how it works. Let's say you have a total credit limit across all of your cards of $10,000 and your current total balance is $2,000. That's going to give you a credit utilization rate of 20%. But if one of your issuers raises your limit by $5,000, you would now have $15,000 in total available credit. So with that same $2,000 balance, you would now drop your credit utilization rate to about 13.3%. But with that said, if having a higher credit limit is going to tempt you to spend money like Jordan Belfort in The Wolf of Wall Street, skip this strategy and you can thank me later. Now, the next strategy here takes a little bit longer, but it actually matters even more, and that is paying on time. Payment history is the #1 factor in your credit score, making up 35 to 40%. Habitually paying on time, or even better, a little bit early, can help you to establish a positive payment history and avoid late payments, which can absolutely wreck your score. Your credit score is a lot like Batman, built on discipline and consistency. But one late payment, well, that's the Joker showing up and causing chaos almost instantly. Now, the good news is a payment generally has a 30-day grace period until it's going to be reported as late. However, if you go beyond that and it gets flagged, this can stay on your credit report for up to 7 years. So set up auto pay, use an alarm, or call your mom and tell her what your due date is so that she can nag you, because this is one of the biggest credit score killers. The next move that could give your credit score a boost is becoming an authorized user on someone else's credit card. Usually this is going to work best with someone that you trust and who trusts you, like a relative or a close friend. But this is very important. You're going to want to make sure that they have a good record first. When you become an authorized user, you get added to the primary cardholder's account. You're also going to receive your own credit card that even has your name on it, but the primary cardholder is still the one responsible for paying the bill. This will allow you to benefit from the primary cardholder's credit limit, payment history, and more. Our experts say that this strategy works best for those who have a limited credit history established, and in some cases it can help you to generate a FICO score in under 6 months. But here's a tip that most people miss with this strategy. When you become an authorized user, you don't even have to actually use the card in order to benefit from it. What matters here is that the primary cardholder manages the account well. So if grandma's worried about you racking up a huge balance under her name, you can tell her that you'll be able to benefit from this even if the card is locked up in her drawer. The last midterm strategy here is leveraging a rent reporting service. If you're paying your rent on time, then you should be getting credit for it, and that's exactly what this allows you to do. Some rent reporting services even let you report on-time utility bill payments too, which can help to improve your credit score. Now, the downside to this strategy is that most services charge a fee, but it's usually in the neighborhood of $3 to $10 a month. Now, yes, there are some free alternatives, but they don't typically report to all 3 major bureaus, which is going to limit the overall impact. The last 3 strategies can help you to improve your credit over the long term, but don't overlook them just because they require patience. Using a secured credit card is often a good option for those who are just starting out on the credit building journey. Secured credit cards require a security deposit upfront, which usually becomes your credit limit. Now, if you're responsible with that secured card, you'll get your security deposit back, and you might even get upgraded to an unsecured version of their credit card. But if you miss payments, the credit card company can use your security deposit to pay off the balance and then close your account. One of the most popular options here is the Discover Secured Credit Card. There is no annual fee. The security deposit starts as low as $200. And after 7 months, Discover starts automatic monthly reviews to see if you qualify for an upgraded version of the card. Now, the next strategy here might sound a little counterintuitive, but diversifying your credit mix can have long-term benefits to your credit despite the short-term trade-off. When you open up a new line of credit or a loan, this will typically result in a hard inquiry, which will often result in a short-term dip in your credit score. But routine on-time payments and a broader mix of credit accounts can actually help to improve your credit score over time. Banks are more likely to extend credit to someone who has already demonstrated that they can manage multiple types of credit accounts responsibly. So you may want to consider adding to your credit mix over time, but make sure that you're being strategic with this. Don't open up a bunch of accounts that you don't need, and don't open up these accounts all at once. You should space out your applications by at least 6 months. This last strategy is really for those who have already experienced some hiccups with their credit, and that is handling accounts that are already in collections. If bills go unpaid long enough, they can be sent to collections and show up as a trade line on your credit report. This can negatively impact your score and show lenders that you fell behind on a debt. In a nutshell, guys, collections accounts can have a significant negative impact on your credit score. So if you have any of these, figuring out how to pay them off is often your best move. Not only can this give you peace of mind, it can also give your credit score a serious boost when these collections accounts are marked as paid. Improving your credit score isn't going to happen overnight, but with the right strategy, it could take a lot less time than you think. I hope this video helped you out, and be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And let me know down in the comments which of these credit strategies you actually plan to follow. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.